What's up guys, Techie Champion here, and this is going to be the third video in my Packet Tracer Skills Integration Challenge 5.4.1.2 series. So we went ahead and did all the configurations on the switch so far. It's pretty simple stuff. We created some VLANs, assigned some ports to those VLANs. We created the SVI on VLAN 99 for remote administration. I went ahead and verified that the IP addresses were correct on the computers. They were nice enough to go ahead and just configure those for us, and they are correct, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to get into the router portion, get into the inter VLAN routing part, which is configuring these sub interfaces here in order to get our VLANs to communicate. So back in the days of legacy inter VLAN routing, you would actually have to have a physical interface on your router for every VLAN, and you would also need a switch port to connect to that interface. Um, Obviously, this probably didn't scale very well, so Cisco decided to make virtual interfaces available for us, so we can go ahead and use one physical interface and create a virtual interface for every VLAN that we have, and then we connect the switch to the router via a trunk. So I'm going to show you guys how we can do that. So first thing I want to do is just get yourself to global config mode, type enable, and then configure terminal. Go into the first interface, which is gig 0/0, and let's just assign the IP address here, which is 172.17.25.2 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255.252. Hit enter. Whoops, you're gonna make sure want to type IP address first. But you guys know that. And then just give it a no shut, just to hard code that interface as being up. Alright, so that's the interface that actually connects out to the cloud and then essentially connects to the server that we should be able to ping by the end of this. So let's go ahead and get into the virtual interface part. So in order for these virtual interfaces to work, the physical interface has to be up. So essentially, if the physical interface goes down, all of your virtual interfaces will go down with it. So what I'm going to do is type interface gig 0/1 and just do a no shut to bring it online. Notice that it says it changed state to up, so that's good. And to create a virtual interface, it's as simple as creating a VLAN. All we're going to do is type G 0/1, which is the physical interface, dot whatever number we want to use for the virtual interface. So in this case it happens to be 10, and obviously this interface is going to correspond with VLAN 10. So type G0/1.10, I'm sorry, interface G0/1.10, and hit enter. And it's going to create that interface and bring it online for us. So the first thing we have to do in order to get this to work is to tell the interface that it needs to be able to process 802.1q tags, which are the IEEE standard for VLANs. So in order to do that, we have to type encapsulation .1q and then the VLAN number, which we're going to start with VLAN 10. So encapsulation .1q10, and that's going to tell the router that it is now able to basically read and route the VLANs. It's going to be able to read that 802.1q VLAN tag. So after that's complete, all we have to do is just give it the IP address from the box over on the left. So type IP address 172.17 1.10.1 with a /24 subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. Hit enter. We're going to do the same thing for the next interface, which is going to be G0/1.20. So type interface G0/1.20. Change state to up. EN tab to complete the encapsulation there. Just use the tab completion. Encapsulation dot tab, and it'll complete it for you. Whoops, we forgot the number. So encapsulation.1q, and this is going to be 20. Hit enter, and then just give it the IP address. It's 172.17.20.1 /24 subnet mask. And we'll just power through these real quick. G0/1.30, and this is going to correspond to VLAN 30. Change state to up. IP address, or I'm sorry, do the encapsulation first. Encapsulation .1q 30. IP address 172.17.30.1 /24. Enter. Exit. We can do this all day. Very simple. Interface G0/1.88. This one's going to be a little tricky. I'll show you why, because this is the native VLAN. So what we're going to have to do is tell the router that this is the native VLAN, or else we won't be able to communicate. Because by default the native VLAN is 1, so the router thinks that the native VLAN is 1, so we have to tell the router that we're changing it to 88. So do your encapsulation .1q, and then type, I'm going to type a question mark here. What you can do is type native 88. That didn't work. Actually, I think I did it backwards. It's going to be 80 encapsulation 802. I'm sorry, encapsulation .1q 88 native. Make sure to put the native after that, and that'll tell it that it's the native VLAN. So that's pretty simple. And 99. The last one's going to be 99, so interface G0/1.99. Same thing, encapsulation .1q 99. And the IP address is going to be 172.17.99.1 /24. Are you guys kind of seeing how everything corresponds? It's good practice to set your networks up this way. Your VLANs match your sub interfaces, and the IP networks actually match the VLAN. So everything here corresponds. VLAN 10 is on gigabit 0/1.10, and it's the 172.17.10 network. Man, I keep forgetting to put IP address. 172.17.99.1. There we go. Go ahead and get yourself back to privileged exec mode and just do a show run. Pull up the running config here, and we can see all of our interfaces now that we created. They're all in there. So that's how you create sub interfaces. Like I said, it's just as simple as making VLANs. Not hard. All you got to do is remember to type encapsulation.1q. Just do a copy run start because it's good practice. I'm gonna end this video here. I hope it was helpful. I'm gonna make the fourth part. That should be the last one, so stay tuned.